you are 13 years old. You are a teenager and you're as good as gold. Ricky Baker, Ricky Baker, happy birthday. Once rejected, now accepted by me and Hector. We're a trifecta.
Taika Waititi is a New Zealander native known for his distinct directorial style, which offers a unique break from the usual Hollywood film.
So, who am I? Well, I kind of don't really know that myself often.
He says of his work, "I want to explore the painful comedy of growing up and interpreting the world. I believe that despite our faults and inadequacies, through all pain and heartache, there is still room to laugh." New Zealand cinema has a fairly distinct style of comedy. It has been described by Waititi as polite, more subtle than obvious, and comedy of the mundane, often exploring the darker side of humour in areas such as family dysfunction. Waititi's style is based on the premise that playing out extreme or unusual characters in the straightest of ways is what makes deadpan serious so funny. It's an honest style of humour, which brings to light the flaws and also the virtues of human nature. One of the most well-known examples of this style of comedy is Flight of the Conchords, and Waititi played a key role in the development of the show.
I feel like I'm the king of the world.
As well as writing and directing a number of episodes.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
What makes his work so distinct, however, is its capacity to bring humour to tragedy. He says, "When the atmosphere is tense and uncomfortable, that is when we feel the need to laugh most. The sort of humour I prefer and write comes from finding the lighter side of tragic." This video will focus on Eagle vs. Shark, Boy, and Hunt for the Wilderpeople, each of which perfectly represents this balance. Eagle vs. Shark was Waititi's first feature-length film, following the success of his 2004 Oscar-nominated short, 2 Cars, 1 Night. Production notes from the film describe that Waititi's approach brings to the art of filmmaking a world that isn't black and white. It's a colourful, glorious mess, worth taking a second look at. The relationship between the two main characters, Jared and Lily, evolves in an awkward and endearing way. A lovable and sometimes absurd comedy, the developments in characters for the two protagonists unravels a tragic story through Lily's loneliness and rejection, and Jared's failures and inadequacies. However, Waititi helps to alleviate this sadness by adding elements of humour, which work together to convey the often comical complexities of life.
My dad died when he was 72, and then my mum died because she really missed him.
Yeah, my mum got kicked in the head by a cow. Can't go near cows now because of that, because I think about her too much.
Mike Bartlett says that the film refuses to succumb to the expected sentimentality and provides us with an ending that is entirely true to the awkward honesty of the preceding 90 minutes.
I have 2 things to say. 1, I'm leaving tomorrow on a bus. 2, that could change.
Kia ora, my name is Boy, and welcome to my interesting world.
Boy was a project Waititi had worked on long before Eagle vs. Shark was released. Set in rural New Zealand in the 1980s, it explores the life of Boy as he deals with the return of his absentee father, played by Waititi himself, and the realities of growing up. Boy exists in the borders between reality and fantasy, constructing heroic visions of his father to excuse his absence.
He's a master carver, deep-sea treasure diver, the captain of the rugby team, and he holds the record for punching out the most people with one hand.
At the same time, his little brother Rocky must understand and accept that it was his birth that prompted the death of their mother.
I have to watch out for my powers. They're too dangerous. My brother says that's how my mum died. Because my powers were too strong when I was getting born.
The juxtaposition between the absurdity of the two brothers' fantasies and the harshness of reality emphasizes the balance of happy-sad and exposes the imperfect humanity in all of us. Lisa Perot suggests that Waititi illuminates the emotional complexities of human beings, and that it is a humor that enables us to laugh at ourselves and to discern warmth and poignancy in the imperfections, foibles, and growing pains that make us human. The bright cheerfulness of Boy's fantastical world and the absurdity of his father only work to accentuate the tragic truth of his past once it is revealed. But this is not a tragic story. Rather, it is one of imagination, disappointment, love, and hope, a wholly human story, an acknowledgement of forgiveness and optimism for the future, which is a sentiment prevalent in every one of Waititi's films. Hunt for the Wilderpeople is Waititi's most recent work, following delinquent Ricky Baker as he adventures through the New Zealand wilderness with his foster father, Uncle Hector, both on the run from the authorities.
Apparently he's a bit of a handful, real bad egg. I mean, if you look in his file, you'll see that for yourself. We're talking disobedience, stealing, spitting, running away, throwing rocks, kicking stuff, defacing stuff, burning stuff, loitering and graffitiing. And that's just the stuff we know about.
Ricky's character is funny and endearing, out of his element in the rugged New Zealand landscape. But within this comedic adventure lies a subtle and sad reality of life as a foster child, which Ricky slowly divulges to his Uncle Hector.
That's like when my mate Amber died. I processed that for ages. We were in a home together for a while. And she went to this new family and then started getting in trouble telling stories about the dad. And then one day she was just dead. This slug is actually pretty good.
These poignant moments are enhanced by their contrast to the ridiculousness of their situation, evident most prominently in the funeral ceremony following the sudden death of Ricky's foster mother, Bella.
You know, sometimes in life, it seems like there's no way out. Like a sheep trapped in a maze designed by wolves.
You know, I am attracted to the outsider, okay? That's a lot of the theme in my work is exploring this idea of people who don't belong.
The reality is, we're all losers and we're all uncoordinated, Waititi says. We're the worst of all the animals on Earth, and there's something quite endearing about that. Hunt for the Wilderpeople leaves us feeling once again a sense of optimism for its protagonists, reflecting poignantly on the loving and accepting relationship that has developed between the two.
Trees, birds, rivers, sky, running with my Uncle Heck, living forever.
Taika's stories are profound, but never pretentiously so. They are awkward yet endearing, they are heartwarming and at the same time heartbreaking, and that is what makes them thoroughly honest, a reflection of the tragedy and comedy of life, and an acknowledgement that these are both important in understanding what makes us human. Perfectly articulated, Taika Waititi doesn't paint the picture. He gently dumps audiences in a seat just off center and brushes away the blur.